What I wish I knew at 20 instead of 50, it's never too late to start. Here's why. At 90, this artist stunned the world by winning a Grammy. What's stopping you from going for your dreams, no matter your age? Most people believe that success has an expiration date, that creativity peaks in youth. But what if everything you've been told about age and achievement is wrong? Think about it. When did you last see someone over 70 starting something completely new? Meet Tony Bennett. Born in 1926, he began his musical journey as a young man in New York. For decades, he was known for his smooth voice and classic American standards. But here's where the story gets interesting. In his 80s, when most people are settling into retirement, Tony was just getting started on his most successful chapter. He began collaborating with artists 60 years younger than him. And then, at 90 years old, something magical happened. The envelope opened and his name was called. Tony Bennett, at 90, had won his final Grammy Award. The entire industry stood and applauded, not just for his music, but for proving that excellence has no age limit. But here's the question that should keep you up at night. What if age isn't a limitation, but actually your greatest advantage? Think about it. At 90, Tony had 7 decades of life experience to draw from. Every heartbreak, every triumph, every lesson learned, all of it flowed into his music. While young artists were still figuring out who they were, Tony knew exactly who he was. And that confidence, that authenticity, you can't fake that. If this story is inspiring you to think differently about age and dreams, smash that like button. And subscribe for more stories that challenge everything you think you know about success. Hit the bell so you never miss these life-changing insights. Now let me ask you something that might change your perspective forever. Recent neuroscience research shows that our brains continue developing new neural pathways well into our 90s. In fact, older adults often outperform younger ones in creative problem solving because they have more diverse experiences to connect. Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House book until she was 64. Grandma Moses didn't start painting until she was 78. And she became one of America's most celebrated folk artists. Today, we're seeing a revolution of late bloomers. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he franchised KFC. Vera Wang entered fashion at 40. Julia Child wrote her first cookbook at 50. Every year, thousands of people over 60 are earning degrees, starting businesses, and pursuing dreams they thought had passed them by. So here's the real question. What excuse are you using? And more importantly, what would you attempt if you knew age was just a number? I'm too old. I don't have enough time. People will think I'm crazy. Sound familiar? These are the stories we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. And Tony Bennett proved that at 90. He didn't let arthritis stop him from playing piano. He didn't let his age stop him from touring. He adapted, he persevered, and he won. Here's what I want you to understand. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a disaster. And every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And now doesn't care how old you are. It only cares that you're ready to begin. So let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about it. What dream have you been putting off? What passion have you buried under the weight of practical decisions? What talent have you convinced yourself is too late to develop? Because here's the truth that Tony Bennett understood. Your age isn't your limitation, your mindset is. When you look in the mirror, do you see someone who's too old or someone who's perfectly seasoned? Because the best wines aren't young, they're aged to perfection. The strongest trees aren't saplings, they're the ones that have weathered decades of storms. And the most beautiful music isn't played by fingers that have never known struggle. It's played by hands that have lived, loved, and learned. I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what's one dream you're going to stop making excuses for? Share your story. Inspire someone else who thinks they're too old to start. Because when we share our dreams, we give others permission to dream too. And if this video has shifted something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear that it's never too late. Tony Bennett didn't win that Grammy despite being 90. He won it because he was 90, because of everything those 9 decades had taught him. Your age isn't your enemy, it's your secret weapon. So what are you waiting for? Your Grammy moment, whatever that looks like for you, is waiting. and it doesn't care how old you are when you claim it. If stories like this inspire you to live differently, subscribe for more content that challenges conventional wisdom. Join a community of people who believe that the best chapters of life might still be unwritten, because your story isn't over, it's just getting to the good part. Age is just a number. Dreams are forever,